Okay, we're going to call this meeting back to order. Thank you to TSD for your hard work and getting us organized. We will pick up where we left off on the agenda with department updates. We have Kendra Mood from the Health Department joining us.
Good morning. It won't let me turn my video on, but can you hear me?
We can hear you. Thank you.
Okay. I have a few updates for you today. At the Health Department, we still have free at-home COVID tests. Members of the public can walk in to pick those up anytime, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The CDC still has Monroe County listed at a medium community level for COVID. And the public health clinic located at 333 East Miller Drive has vaccines available for all ages. Call 812-353-3244 for more information and to schedule an appointment. They also have at-home COVID tests. You can walk in and pick those up during business hours, which are Monday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Tuesday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and then they are open on the second Saturday of each month from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. IU Health Positive Link on Miller Drive is hosting a monkeypox vaccination clinic for high-risk population on Tuesdays from 4:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. High-risk population includes those who are known close contacts, those who are immunocompromised, or those living with HIV. Please call 812-353-3219 for more information and to schedule an appointment for that. And that's all I have today.
Great. Thank you so much, Ms. Mood. Comments, questions, Commissioner Githens?
No, thank you.
Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I know we're all waiting to see what happens with the next round of boosters for COVID. Obviously, we're waiting on some decisions to be made at the federal level. So hopefully those will be available soon.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Any other departments have an update for us? Raise your hand on the Zoom screen. Okay, seeing none, we do have some proclamations today, and we'll begin with Commissioner Jones.
A proclamation about Recovery Month. Recovery Month is a national observance held every September to educate Americans that treatment and services can enable those with mental health and substance use disorders to live healthy and rewarding lives. Now, in its 33rd year, Recovery Month celebrates the gains made by those living in recovery. Employment can play a key role in recovery, and supported employment services offer new gateways to empowerment and recovery for people across the United States. Medication-assisted treatment is effective and can be integrated into both treatment and recovery support settings to help people in their recovery. MAT services can be integrated into clinical settings, the criminal justice system, recovery housing, and peer recovery support systems.
Whereas Monroe County takes great pride in being a member of the STRIDE Coalition, providing the space for the STRIDE Center, an alternative to incarceration for those in crisis. Recovery Month celebrates the gains made by those in recovery, just as we celebrate improvements made by those who are managing other health conditions such as hypertension, diabetes, asthma, and heart disease.
Recovery is different for each person. For some, it is abstinence. For some, it is harm reduction. And for others, it is living through each day. We seek to end the stigma attached to mental health challenges and substance use disorders, with the goal of making it easier for people to come forward when they are ready. We firmly believe that recovery is possible for everyone, every person, every family, and every community. Now, therefore, we, the Monroe County Board of Commissioners, proclaim September 2022 as Recovery Month in Monroe County. Proclaim this 31st day of August 2022. And I would like to add, if I could, that today is Overdose Awareness Day all across the nation. And in the 12 months that ended in April of 2021, there had been over 100,000 drug overdose deaths. And in 2018 in Monroe County, we had 26 overdose deaths. By 2021, that number had risen to 54, which is more than double what it had been just 3 years before. And what we're seeing on the street is a mixture of a synthetic opioid, primarily fentanyl, with a psychostimulant that is methamphetamine. And it's very, very powerful. It's causing a lot of problems for many individuals. So
Thank you so much. And thank you. And we have the event on Friday as well.
we have Paint the Town Purple this Friday at 7 p.m. I'm sorry, from 5 to 7 p.m. here on the courthouse lawn. It's a joint event with multiple entities around town. We'll have some games, we'll have food trucks. So please join us. It's a free event in celebration of recovery.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your work on organizing that, your work on SUDAC, and all of the members of SUDAC committee for their work all year round. Commissioner Jones, we have another.
Yes, this is a proclamation for Women's Equality Week. Whereas on August 26, 1920, after decades of organizing, agitating, and demonstrating, the 19th Amendment to the United States Constitution was ratified, extending the vote to women and advancing our nation's long journey toward full equity for all Americans. In 1971, Representative Bella Abzug introduced a successful bill designating August 26th of each year as Women's Equality Day. Women's Equality Day is a symbol of women's continued fight for equal rights.
Today, women make up the majority of the electorate, yet across the country, women are still underrepresented in the legislative, judicial, and administrative branches of government. In corporate America, they are still underrepresented in senior management positions and on corporate boards.
Even with the Equal Pay Act of 1963 and the passage of the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act in 2009, nationally, women on average are paid only 82 cents for every dollar paid to men. In Indiana, women only earn 80 cents for every dollar paid to men. The pay gap is even worse for women of color. As we honor the pioneers of women's equality and reflect on the progress that has been made, we renew our commitment to securing equal rights, freedoms, and opportunities for women everywhere. Now, therefore, we, the Monroe County Board of Commissioners, proclaim the week of September 4th through 10th, 2022 as Women's Equality Week in Monroe County. Proclaim this 31st day of August, 2022.
Right, thank you so much. And in honor of both recovery, our proclamations regarding recovery and women's equality, we're wearing purple today. It's interesting that the color works for both. All right, thank you so much. And next we will move on to public comment. This section of the agenda is dedicated to public comment for items that are not on our agenda. Anyone who wishes to speak should raise their hand on the Zoom screen or come to the podium in the Nat U Hill room. Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to our next item. Item 5, please.
I move approval of the minutes from August 17th, 2022.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. I sent a minor edit. Anyone else have corrections? You haven't sent yet? Okay. All those in favor of approving the minutes for August 17th, 2022 signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Move approval of the claims docket, accounts payable August 31st, 2022, and payroll for August 26th, 2022.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, and we have Mr. Miller joining us to tell us all about it. Good morning.
Good morning. The total for claims was $3,364,615.65. There were 4 items found in the claims docket that exceeded $100,000 that I'll touch on this morning, starting with $1,641,156.85 for Monroe County Treasurer, which was Council Ordinance 2021-50, abolishing Fund 4903 and transferring cash to Fund 1000, which is the County General, followed by $553,041.30 for Fall 2022 Riverboat Revenue Distribution to Entities for 2023. $162,572.72 was for E&B paving for Cars Farm Trail Phase 2, as well as Blacktop. And finally, $135,737.47 was for Anthem for August claims primarily. I will note that that total was inclusive of some emergency claims that were received a little bit after the main docket was received. As far as payroll is concerned, the total was $1,746,160.07. Approximately 70.4% were for the direct payroll costs, and the remaining 29.6% were for the indirect costs of payroll.
All right, thank you so much. Comments, questions, Commissioner Githens?
No, thank you.
Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't.
Is there any public comment on this item? Either raise your hand on the Zoom screen or come to the podium in the Nat U Hill room. Seeing none. All those in favor of approving the claims docket, accounts payable August 31st, 2022, and payroll August 26th, 2022, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
I will note for the record that we have received a report from the clerk of the circuit court for July of 2022. And now we will move on to new business, please.
Move approval of Choose Premier Painting LLC fund name election, fund number 1215, in an amount of $6,700.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, and we have Richard Kreider joining us, who is our fleet and facilities manager.
Good
Good
morning,
morning.
Commissioners. Richard Kreider, Fleet and Facilities Manager. We are working to get the election operations building ready for the folks at voters registration to occupy in October. I'd like to get the interior walls painted, and I'm requesting that you approve the estimate submitted by Choose Premier Painting to paint the walls for the amount of $6,700.
All right, thank you. Comments, questions, Commissioner Githens?
No, but I'm sure that the workers will be pleased to have this taken care of.
Have a look a lot nicer.
Yes.
Commissioner Jones?
Yeah, that building can use a little bit of beautifying.
Yeah.
This will help quite a bit.
Thank you for bringing this forward. Is there any public comment on this item? Raise your hand on the Zoom screen or come to the podium. Seeing none, we'll come back for a vote. All those in favor of approving the Choose Premier Painting LLC contract signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next item, please.
Move approval of Rec Desk Service Agreement Renewal, fund name, County General and Cumulative Capital, fund number 1000, which is 2000 from the Monroe County Parks and Recreation Fund, and 1138, or 4,800, sorry, from TSD for a total amount of $6,800.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, and we have Ms. Whitmer joining us. Good morning.
Thank you. Rec Desk is very important to us as our management software for facility reservations, program registration, scheduling, reporting, and invoicing. We're working with TSD on this project. Other than that, it's self-explanatory.
Thank you. Comments, questions, Commissioner Githens?
No, I heard about this at the most recent Parks Rec Board meeting, so.
Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't.
No comments here. Thank you for bringing this forward. And let's see if there's any public comment on this item. Raise your hand on the Zoom screen or come to the podium in Nat U Hill. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the rec desk service agreement renewal signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Move approval of JCL Aerial Services Agreement, Fund Name County General, Fund Number 1000-30500-0803, in an amount of $1,797.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please tell us all about this.
This is a park tour drone videos that we're doing for marketing, and we'll be also putting them on our website. It's for Cars Farm Park, Will Dittmer Park, and Cars Farm Greenway. We're very excited about this project.
Comments, questions? Commissioner Githens.
No, thank you.
Commissioner Jones.
I think this is a wonderful idea, and hopefully a lot of people will see it.
We have a lot of out-of-town folks who call and they want to see what they're going to be hiking, and people that are not familiar with it, then they can see if they would like which trail and what distance they would like to walk.
Very nice.
Very nice. So these are fully edited videos once they're
Yes.
submitted. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Let's see if there's any public comment on this item. Raise your hand on the Zoom screen or come to the podium. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the JCL Aerial Services Agreement signify by saying aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Move approval of Snedeker Construction Service Agreement for Trailhead at Karst Farm. Karst Farm Park or Karst Farm, okay. Fund named Non-Reverting Parks, Fund Number 1179, in an amount of $28,500.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second.
On the agenda item, I misused the term paid by, and I should have put funded by. Monroe County Parks and Recreation Foundation received a $50,000 Duke Energy Foundation grant for Cars Farm Greenway trail amenities. And in part, they gave it to us because we did win the Next Level Trails grant. And they wanted to make sure that we had enough benches and items that the public could use. This particular item is a trailhead at Cars Farm Park to start, and it'll have all kinds of good things like bike repair stations, umbrella, a drinking fountain, picnic table, bench, all the good things that you want. The park board will pay $10,918 eventually after the reimbursement, and Duke Energy Foundation will pop in $17,582.
Thank you so much. Comments, questions? Commissioner Githens.
No.
Commissioner Jones.
No, this is a nice amenity. Thank you for doing it.
Yeah, it sounds great. What a wonderful idea, and thanks to Duke for this. Don't let me say that often. All right, let's see if there's any public comment on this item. Raise your hand on the Zoom screen or come to the podium at Nat U Hill. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the Snedeker Construction Service Agreement for the trailhead at Cars Farm Park signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you. Next item, please.
Move approval of Scheit and Company Inc. appraisal for Fullerton Pike property, fund name and number to be determined, in an amount of $2,600.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Cockrell.
Yes, this is for the second appraisal for the Fullerton Pike property. This company has looked and is familiar with that property, so we thought it would be more cost effective and hopefully quicker to get it back. As you know, that all these industries have a long lead time, but I think we'll have this back in mid-October so that we can meet all our required deadlines in our agreement.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Cockrell. Comments, questions? Commissioner Githens.
No.
Commissioner Jones.
No, I don't.
All right, I don't either. Let's see if there's any public comment on this item. Raise your hand on the Zoom screen or come to the podium. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the Scheit and Company Inc. appraisal for Fullerton Pike property signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Move approval of supplemental agreement for parcel number 25, Fullerton Pike Phase 3 project, fund name Fullerton Pike Phase 3, fund number 8169, in an amount of $70,663.75.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second. Ms. Ridge.
Good morning. This is for right-of-way acquisition for our Fullerton Pike Phase 3 project. This agreement includes the replacement of an existing water well, water quality testing and remediation if necessary, tree removal and a repair of a mailbox. The existing well and the tree are within the construction limits of the project, and the total acquisition, again, is $70,663.75.
Comments, questions? Commissioner Githens.
Is this a not to exceed amount?
Yeah, this would be the agreed upon amount. It would not exceed this amount.
Thank you.
Commissioner Jones.
Yeah, it's good to see Fullerton Pike again. It's been a long time.
These are, we had 18 parcels, I believe, to acquire. These are the last ones.
Very good.
I would, this all makes sense. The well, I'm not sure about, but that's the property owner's decision. But it would be really great to replace the tree with a couple of new ones if we can.
Okay.
So if that can be done, please do it. I would appreciate it, and I'm sure they would as well. Any public comment on this item? Raise your hand on the Zoom screen or come to the podium. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving a supplemental agreement for parcel number 25, Fullerton Pike Phase 3 project, signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Move approval of supplemental agreement for parcels number 2 and 3, Fullerton Pike Phase 3 project, fund name Fullerton Pike Phase 3, fund number 8169, in an amount of $65,480.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Ms. Ridge.
Again, these parcel 2 and 3, these are for the right-of-way acquisition for Fullerton Pike Phase 3. The agreement includes water quality testing before and after the project, any remediation if it's necessary, repair, replace of mailboxes and driveway entrance.
And that's for 2 properties owned by the same people.
Correct.
Got it. Thank you so much. The motion will need to be amended to include authorization for me as president of the board to sign the agreements. So I'm going to go ahead and make that amendment.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second on the amendment. Any public comment on amending the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving amending this motion on the supplemental agreement for parcels 2 and 3, signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Okay, now, Commissioner Githens, do you have any comments or questions?
No.
Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't.
See if there's any public comment on this amended motion. Raise your hand on the Zoom screen or come to the podium in Matthew Hill. Okay, seeing none, we'll come back to the board. All those in favor of approving the amended motion, a supplemental agreement for parcels 2 and 3, Fullerton Pike Phase 3 project, signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next item, please.
Move approval of Beam, Longest, and Neff supplemental agreement. Number 2, fund name Curry Pike / Woodyard Road / Smith Pike, fund number 8164, in an amount of $20,300.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second. Ms. Ridge.
This supplemental agreement is for the utility coordination services for the Curry Pike, Smith Pike, Woodyard Road intersection improvement. We use this to keep the project moving and having utility coordination throughout the project.
Great, thank you so much. Comments, questions, Commissioner Githens?
I just hope the utilities don't slow things down like they have on other projects. Yes.
Actually, it worked out really well. We are ahead of schedule. Actually, it was to, right now we're looking at the week of October 3rd to possibly open and finish that project. They have technically until the end of October. So we hope one more month and that'll all be open. So it worked out really well to take on some of the extra utility coordination to keep a project moving.
That'll improve safety out there tremendously. So that's great.
It is a great project. Commissioner Jones.
Yeah, I think it'll be a big relief to people who use that complicated intersection very often.
Absolutely. Great. Thank you for bringing this forward as well. Let's see if there's any public comment on this item. Raise your hand on the Zoom screen or come to the podium. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the agreement with Beam at Longest and Neff, this is supplemental agreement number 2, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Move approval of Strausser Construction Change Order Number 2, Fund Name, ARPA Brine System, Fund Number 8950, in an amount of $1,010.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Ms. Ridge.
So this is for change order number 2. The work is for additional wiring and the breaker for the pump that was not shown on the original electrical plans. The additional cost is being taken from the contingency fund, so it will not add additional cost to the project.
That's good news. Comments, questions, Commissioner Githens?
I'm glad that this is moving forward.
Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't.
And this will be operational
Absolutely.
for this winter?
Absolutely. We
Wow.
have them rescheduled to come back. We did do a kind of a preliminary training on the system. I encourage anybody to come out and take a look at the system. Pretty impressive. But then we have scheduled to do a full training the first week of October, and that's once we have the tanks filled with the brine.
Excellent. Oh, that's really good news. This will be a safer winter. Maybe this will be our insurance policy. We won't get much snow.
Well, also, it'll be less costly if there's snow.
Absolutely. All right. Let's see if there's any public comment on this item. Raise your hand on the Zoom screen or come to the podium. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the change order number 2 with Strausser Construction signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Move approval of NDOT Amendment Number 2, Bicentennial Pathway Project, Fund Name, Cumulative Capital, Fund Number 1138, in an amount of $348,102.79.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Ms. Ridge.
Sorry for all these items. So we have the Bicentennial Pathway Project, been going on quite some time. We had done a route modification. So we had looked at our files and we had exhausted pretty much all of our preliminary engineering and right-of-way funds for the project. So we reached out to NDOT and they are adding the additional federal funds to the 2 phases of the projects as listed. Preliminary engineering is increased by $201,055. And right-of-way acquisition is increased by $147,047.79.
Thank you so much. Comments, questions, Commissioner Githens?
I was going to ask if the increased amount for right-of-way acquisition is due to how much land and home prices have been increasing in this area.
Probably over the last year, we finished the right-of-way acquisition. There's some things that we have to go back through negotiations that can increase for right-of-way acquisition. So it could be those items that additional, say like for Fullerton Pike, the additional well information. So we work with each property owner and it could exceed what we anticipated.
Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't.
I don't want you to ever apologize for bringing items to us, but this gives you an idea and the public an idea of the span of your work and how many projects you juggle at one time and successfully and very ably. So thank you for all your hard work. All right, let's see if there's any public comment on this item. Raise your hand on the Zoom screen or come to the podium. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving amendment number 2 on the bicentennial pathway project signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Move approval of Clark Dietz, Inc. Professional Services Agreement, Fund Number, Cumulative Bridge. I'm sorry, that was fund name, Cumulative Bridge, Fund Number 1135, in an amount of $219,960.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Ms. Ridge, please tell us about this.
So this agreement is for the design and right-of-way services and construction inspection services for that road bridge number 79 replacement. The bridge is slated to be replaced in 2024 construction season.
All right, thank you so much. Comments, questions? Commissioner Githens.
It's always amazing to me how far out Ms. Ridge has to plan things.
Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't.
No questions from me. Thank you for working on this. I know this is one that we talked about earlier. Any public comment on this item? Raise your hand on the Zoom screen or come to the podium in the Net U Hill room. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the agreement with Clark Dietz, Inc. for professional services signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Move approval of ordinance 2022-30, vacating Tower Ridge Road.
We have a motion
Second.
and we have a second. Ms. Ridge.
So previously, we had set up the project for Hunters Creek Road to be reconstructed over the past few years. And we are coming up to the final phase of completion for that project. When federal funds were allocated to this project, it was also in discussion that Monroe County would vacate Tower Bridge Road to the Hoosier National Forest. So at this time, we are requesting to vacate that road to the Forest Service. At this time, it is our understanding that it will become a forestry service road, but also remain open to the public. And we have Dave Schilling here to talk about it. I was thinking it might be the Forest Service, so.
Excellent. Mr. Schilling, good morning.
Good morning and thank you. I just wanted to go over some of the legal requirements for the road vacation process. When the commissioners receive an application, it has to be advertised in the newspaper at least 10 days ahead of the hearing, and certified mail needs to be sent out at least 10 days ahead of the hearing. And I want to put it on the record that this hearing was advertised on August 19th this year, so more than 10 days, and the certified mailings to the interested parties were sent out on August 17th. And there are two interested parties, the Millicks and the Craycrafts. And we have not received the green cards back yet, but Stephanie got on the delivery confirmation and noted that they were both delivered. And just as Lisa said, this is vacating it. This petition is requesting the vacation of a public road as far as the county is concerned. But the Forest Service, it's my understanding, under their current forest plan, has to keep this road open. If they change that, there's a process that they go through, and anybody that uses that road for access will have a chance at that time to protect any interest they may have. So
And would we be notified if that happened as well?
I don't know.
Okay.
I would be surprised, but it's possible.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. All right, so let's open this up for public comment and see if there are any remonstrances to this action vacating Tower Ridge Road. Give it a little extra time on Zoom. Anyone in the public here in the Nat U Hill room? Don't see any. Does somebody from the Forest Service wish to offer comment?
Morning, I'm Chris Thornton. I'm the district ranger on the Hoosier National Forest. And yeah, thanks for your willingness to work with us on this road. And just to reiterate, our forest plan right now says the road will remain open. So we'll be working to maintain it, and it would take a public process to change that.
Okay, great. Thank you for that information. Thank you for being here as well. All right, is there any other public comment or any remonstrances on this item? Raise your hand on the Zoom screen or come to the podium. Okay. So seeing none, we can move forward with a vote. All those in favor of approving ordinance 2022-30 to vacate Tower Ridge Road signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you. All right, next item, please.
Move approval of ordinance 2022-27 to amend ZOA Chapter 801 definitions.
We have a motion. And we have a second?
Second, I'm sorry.
Sorry, we have a motion and a second, and we have Ms. Nestor Jelen joining us.
Hi, good morning, commissioners. Just going to share my screen quickly. So the first item for your review is ordinance 2022-27. This is chapter 801 amendments to definitions. So I'm just going to go through the different definition changes that we have in the ordinance for you to review. So the first is the certified site plan, and the definition that's being proposed is in coordination with changes made to chapter 815, which requires a certified site plan for commercial development. So it's a design that is certified by an engineer or surveyor that shows the full property boundaries, arrangement of buildings, and all associated infrastructure and open space, and see specific certification and component requirements under chapter 815. The second change is the change in use definition. We are clarifying that under the section B of this definition that the number of bedrooms for any unit is starting out with the number that is listed on a property report card, which is updated by the auditors and assessors office. So that's something that we can hold a property owner to as a status quo for the property in case there are changes under a building permit. And then we previously or currently have a table that shows how to classify a change in use. We're proposing to get rid of this classes of uses below. It is confusing and it's outdated. It doesn't reference our current ordinance uses under the use table. So instead of utilizing this, we're proposing that any change of use from one use to another use within the use table is constituting a change in use. And that's what this amendment is doing here. The next change is for plot plans. We have added a definition for both plot plan and plot plan certified. So a plot plan is going to be a scale design that shows the area where improvements are being proposed or exist, as well as all associated infrastructure, and that they can see component requirements under chapter 815. And a plot plan, certified is a design that is certified by an engineer surveyor that shows the area where improvements are being proposed or exist, as well as all associated infrastructure, and they can see certification and component requirements under chapter 815. The last three changes were to commercial structure, residential structure, and residential accessory structure. So commercial structures, for all of these definitions, we're hoping that people refer back to chapter 815, the table, in order to classify what type of structure that they're proposing and whether it requires a plot plan, a certified plot plan, or a certified site plan. I'll also note on the agenda, I had listed that there was an additional definition for just site plan in general. I apologize for that mistake. Because all site plans are certified, we don't need a definition for site plan and certified site plan. So we just have one definition, and I've gone over that, that's certified site plan. So I can take any questions.
All right, thank you so much. Comments, questions, Commissioner Githens?
No?
Commissioner Jones?
No, we've heard all of this before in our work session.
All right, let's see if there's any public comment on this item. Raise your hand on the Zoom screen or come to the podium in the Nat U Hill room. Seeing none, we'll come back for a vote. All those in favor of approving ordinance 2022-27 signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 3-0. And our next item, please.
Move approval of ordinance 2022-28, amend ZOA Chapter 815.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, and Ms. Nestor Jelen, tell us all about it, please.
Yes, so this is an amendment to Chapter 815. This was an originally approved ordinance on April 27, 2022 of this year to require certified plot plans for new residential construction on vacant properties. So this is now an amendment to allow for some technical fixes that we found since approving that ordinance. So the changes that we're proposing is to remove the word scaled in front of plot plan, to remove the boundary survey requirement based on lot size alone, and also to remove architect as a profession that can certify plot plans. So I'll start with the change for getting rid of the word scaled. And instead of using any terminology referencing scale drawing, we're putting plot plan so that it complies with the definition under 801. It just provides a little bit of a cleaner copy here. And then we've also removed architect under a type of professional that can certify these plot plans or site plans. And I'll come back to that in a second. And then we're also removing that certain lot sizes require boundary surveys based on size alone. So just to go into a little bit of detail about those last two changes, we're removing architects because architects are not able to certify lot boundaries. And also we're keeping in engineers. We realize that engineers cannot certify lot boundaries, but they're typically within the same company as a surveyor. Aside from lot boundaries, we also are focused on seeing proposed grades. And at times we may require elevation certificates, which only an engineer can certify. So either engineers and surveyors together, we think that those two professionals are able to comply with the requirements under plot plans, certified plot plans and certified site plans. And then removing boundary survey based on acreage alone, that's something that we've learned through the process of this amended ordinance being in practice. When we reached out to the surveying community, they said that they would not certify plans in which the site doesn't meet ordinance standards. So they will recommend a survey of the boundaries, no matter the lot size, if they're unsure that it can meet, for example, setbacks or delineations of floodplains or karst features. They will recommend that they see a boundary it's certified or another certification process so that they're able to put their stamp on it confidently. So we're recommending that that be removed. And I can take any questions.
All right, thank you so much. Comments, questions, Commissioner Gittens?
No, it's very detailed though.
Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't.
I don't either. Let's see if there's any public comment on this item. Either raise your hand on the Zoom screen or come to the podium in the Nat U Hill room. Seeing none, we'll come back for a vote. All those in favor of ordinance 2022-28 signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you so much. We appreciate the detailed explanation. Very clear. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we do have some appointments. We'll just do them all at one go if we could.
Sure.
Thank you.
I'd like to move that we appoint the following individuals to different boards. The first is an appointment of Deborah Fletcher to our emergency management. Wow, why am I blanking on this? And continuity director for IU. She'll be replacing Ken Long on EMAC. This will be a remainder of a 2-year term that ends December 31st, 2022. And also appointing Lori Kelly to the EMAC board. She will be replacing Ms. Cottle because Ms. Cottle has retired. That term also will end December 31st, 2022. Oh, there's another one here that I didn't see. Yeah. Okay, so we'll have 5 altogether. Appointment of Dr. Chris Finley to the Community Corrections Advisory Board to serve out the remainder of Dr. Mobley's MCCSC term this year specifically. Then appointment of Kamala Brown Sparks to the Substance Use Disorder Awareness Commission. Her term will end January 1st of 2024. And appointment of Jeff Morris to the Plan Commission with his term ending January 1st of 2023.
We have a motion.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. We appreciate everyone's willingness to serve our community and thank you in advance. All those in favor of approving these appointments signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Welcome to everyone. Okay, just a few quick announcements. We have a survey online, which will be on for 29 more days. It is the state and local fiscal recovery funds, the mouthful of slurfer, this is actually what we know as ARPA funding. And so these are all of the potential projects that the teams of council and commissioners have winnowed everything down to, and we would love to see what you all think about them. And you can rank them on this survey by dollar amount, so you can really show you support something more than something else. And so please go to co.monroe.in.us. You will see it on the news flash for August 15th. But we'll figure out a way to make sure that that stays up and active on the homepage so people can find it. And we encourage everyone to take a look at those projects and let us know what you think. We're also hoping to have a joint meeting with the county council to hear from the public that way as well. So you'll have other opportunities to chime in. So please fill out that survey. Let us know. There's also a QR code to fill out as well, which is nice. All right, reminder that COVID tests for take-home use are still available at 119 West 7th Street, which is our health department, 8 to 4, Monday through Friday. We have 2 blood drives coming up soon, Tuesday, September 6th, 1 to 6, and Friday, September 9th, 10 to 3. Both of these are at Ivy Tech. Go to redcross.org to make an appointment. And a reminder for everyone to please join us for office hours. We love to hear from you. There are 6 different office hours set each month. You can join as a group or individually to speak with one of us. You can go to co.monroe.in.us, take a look at the calendar, and you will see what we have available 6 different times each month. And just a final reminder that Paint the Town Purple to celebrate Recovery Month is going to be held here at the courthouse lawn, 5 to 7 on Friday. Thank you for that. Anything else for the good of the order?
I'd like to let people know that Sam Quinones, author of a book, The Least of Us, True Tales of America and Hope in the Time of Fentanyl and Meth, will be speaking at the Buzzkirk Chumley Theater on September the 13th at 7 o'clock. The tickets are free. You can pick them up at the BCT box office. And the Substance Use Awareness Disorder Commission is one of the co-sponsors of bringing in Mr. Quinones. We had a lunch and learn, virtual lunch and learn with him yesterday. He is very, very well informed about a whole range of topics related to substance use disorders. And so anybody who has any interest in this topic, I urge you to attend. I think it'll be very, very interesting.
Yeah, I learned a great deal. It was eye-opening. It was really good.
Oh, the book is amazing.
Especially as we're talking about community justice reform, it was spot on. It was exactly what we needed to hear. So it was very helpful. Okay, anything else?
No, I just want to emphasize how very helpful this is, and I hope that as many people as possible will participate.
Yeah, good point. All right, so with that, we're going to take a very short recess because we have a work session, regular items, and then we're going to hopefully get those items done, and then we'll break again and come back for a continuation of our work session at noon. So this is going to be our first break of 2. And so it's 11 a.m. now. So is it okay if we come back at 11:05? Yes, excellent, great. So our regular session, our regular meeting is now adjourned. Thanks, everyone. Thanks to TSD. Appreciate you.